guys, the thing I was really saving time for was this thing right here. Now, oh, sorry, excuse me, but some of you guys might recognize what this is. Some won't. So some crawler people might know. This is the Exceed RC Mad Torque. As you guys can see there. Exceed RC Mad Torque. Now, I've been kind of eyeballing this one for a long time, and I was like, my birthday's coming up, so why the heck not? It's an 8th scale crawler, which means it's big. That's what I like about this thing. That's why I got the Mad Torque instead of the Max Stone. I kind of wanted to get the 5th scale one, but I was like, that's huge. Where am I even going to put that? So I figured that I'd just get the 8th scale, but you know, it's pretty good. It has real beadlock wheels, which I really like. 17mm hexes, so batteries are going to be, or not batteries, I'm sorry, tires are going to be easy to find. Not necessarily crawling, but I guess I could mount some like chunky tires on it. Not too sure, but they're really good. They feel very nice. They're very soft. They can really dig into the terrain that you put them on. The thing really isn't that fast at max speed. It's going to go like at a crawler, or not crawler, but like a fast walking speed. But it's got full 100% drag brake, which I really like, and the servo on this thing, I've heard some people call it out because it's, to be honest, it's not really that great, but it does its job well. You really don't need something that's going to be super quick. But on the first day, actually, my steering horn or my servo saver broke, and it was made out of a very cheap plastic, and I replaced it with this one that came out of a Savox. So that's pretty cool. Everything on here, a lot of the stuff on here actually is aluminum, anodized orange, which is very nice. The reason why I got the orange one is because I like the way that this one looked. And yeah, so the body, I've already put zip ties on the body clips because I feel like they're really hard to get off. Let me actually take this one in the rear and the other one in the rear. My gosh, okay. Before we even go any further, this is the radio that it comes with. This is a 2.4 gigahertz, basically FlySky FSGT2 copy. You know, you got basic stuff on that. The reason why I'm not putting it on my DX5C is because I want other people to use this if I am racing on the track and they're like, can I play with something? Like, I'll just hand them this or like something else. Here it is, guys. I've kind of got a crude solder job going on here, but you know, that's all I got, you know. But the chassis, as you guys can see, is aluminum. There are 10 LEDs on this thing, which actually look pretty freaking nice. One thing that I did notice out of the box was that there's a little bit of preload on here. Now that's not the bad thing. The bad thing was, look at how progressive these shocks are now. I was like, out of the box, I thought these things are going to do horrible. Those progressive shocks are really going to be bad for crawling, but they actually do okay, actually. This might not look like a lot of suspension flex to some guys, but to me it's a ton of suspension flex. Yeah, we got a crude solder job going on here. Don't judge me, guys. I'm just trying the best I can, you know. But I got Dean's connectors on this thing because it really does. Because I like to use Dean's across like all my different vehicles, even on my 8th scale stuff, which some people might beg to differ. It's not a good plug, but whatever. ESC is pretty good. There's 2 motors on each axle. There's 1 motor on each axle, 2 motors in total. They're pretty high torque. They really do their job well. The ESC does its job well. It doesn't overheat. Well, I haven't had any heating issues with it yet because it's super freaking cold outside and it's super wet. So this thing is actually perfect for cold and wet, because cold because you can keep your temps down, and wet so that you can drive through the muddy stuff in the water, because this thing has been swimming actually recently. But I do dry it off every time I take it in. As you guys can see kind of in the rear here, you can actually, there's a servo plate right here. Now what you can do is, as you guys can see here, there's a link going from here to there, and that's actually a steering knuckle that's been fixed so that it can't move. And this is so that you can put the whole steering assembly from up there on here to make it a four-wheel steer crawler. Now, I'm honestly not going to do it, guys, because I think it's a little bit much. And this thing was really cheap. This thing was $169, guys. Really cheap for a crawler of any kind, especially because it's an 8 scale. It comes with basically everything out of the box except 4 AA's, which is to be expected, which doesn't really matter to me as long as everything's in the box, you know. I'm gonna put the body back on and kind of wrap this up here, so let me actually get that. So wrapping this up, guys, I really like the crawler. I think it's amazing. I think it handles great over the rocks and really rough terrain. I'm gonna be coming out with some running footage of this very, very soon. Issues that I've run into on this thing, not many. I think I've only had like one screw that's backed out, and I think that's just about it, really. And all it was just a suspension arm, and it's kind of halfway through my trail, and I was like, oh fuck. So I just walked all the way back to my house and screwed that in. I didn't go back out because it was cold and it was wet. And yeah, so overall, guys, it's pretty great. It comes with basically everything you need out of the box. And if you're in the market for a crawler and want to get something that's big but not too big, I definitely recommend the 8 scale Exceed RC Mad Torque, because my gosh, I've had a ton of fun with this thing. Not that many issues at all. And yeah, so that's all I got for this video, guys. If you guys like this video and want to see more videos like this, please consider liking and subscribing and telling me what you want to see from this thing, as well as some other things like my Truggy. I'm also going to rip off those stickers in a second, but before I even do that, just thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh.